by Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, may not have a...
Taking
I'll
pictures of
relive
just
it.
themselves.
Turn on the television, girl. Where you going?
You might not have to watch Whoopi Goldberg for very long, which will be good news. She may not have taken I'll relive it themselves. Turn on the television, girl. Where are you going? I'm leaving your CEO Bob Iger says he wants to get rid of a BC in those TV businesses. She even mentioned Whoopi directly, saying she might be out of a job soon. Well, I've been alive a long time. My phone is never wrong. No one's ever pulled me, and a lot of people seem to be pretty happy about it. This person expressed their opinion on the show, saying Trish Regan made a shocking new revelation about the possibility of Disney canceling The View. Despite the fact that this guy outright referred to Whoopi as evil, I prefer holding them all accountable for their acts and hoping they reap what they sow. I never watched that disgusting program. She is truly awful. Whoopi was actually looking into other opportunities back in June, when the 67-year-old star openly expressed her desire to take over as the new host of Wheel of Fortune, so it seems those rumors about her job being in jeopardy might just hold some truth. I used to respect her on that show. Never, ever again evil. So it seems like those rumors about her job being in jeopardy might just hold some truth. This intriguing development came after Pat Sajak, the show's 76-year-old host, announced his retirement after an astounding 41 seasons. The hosts of the show began discussing Sajak's leave and the potential successors. When Jeopardy host Ken Jennings joined in, he praised Sajak as a legend and made a playful joke about the price of vowels on Wheel of Fortune staying the same. Jennings also made a lighthearted allusion to the need for a backup plan, joking that there might be an envelope somewhere with instructions for when Pat decides to quit. This is where it gets interesting. Whoopi herself entered the conversation and boldly declared, "I want that job." She didn't hold back her enthusiasm and was truly pleased about the possibility, saying that it would be enjoyable. There have been rumors that Disney, the show's parent company, may be considering ending The View. Given the company's recent actions, such as shutting down Disney Plus in regions where it is not as profitable, the idea of ending The View doesn't seem entirely improbable. Additionally, the show's reputation hasn't exactly been stellar, especially from the perspectives of those working on the inside. There were highs and lows throughout Megan's time on the show. She introduced strong conservative opinions and helped to boost the show's ratings, but she also had personal struggles. Her father leaving the dangerous workplace, she eventually came to the conclusion that standing aside was the wisest course of action as a result of her behavior and the difficulties behind the scenes. The program that debuted in 1997, due to creator Barbara Walters, has witnessed plenty of HR complaints and orchestrated firings in general. It's been quite the roller coaster ride. Behind the curtain, keeping Whoopi in line must be hard enough as it is, what with her long line of country universities behind her, for example. She didn't hold back her thoughts on The View regarding Jason Aldean's song Try That in a Small Town from her perspective, the visual aspects in the music video depicting Black Lives Matter protests didn't quite hit the mark. Interestingly, Goldberg pointed out he's got folks from the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's talking about people taking care of each other, and I find it so interesting that it never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing. They were taking care of the people in their town because they didn't like what they saw in response. There are claims that Aldean has taken legal action by filing a substantial $40 million lawsuit against Goldberg and the other hosts of The View. The precise specifics of the issue are covered in an article titled Jason Aldean Files Defamation Complaint Against Whoopi in The View Imna Racist. According to the story, the complaint argues that Whoopi and other hosts intimated he was a racist as a result of his new song On a Different Day entirely. In the midst of a contentious debate, Whoopi became so irritated that she stood up from the table and did something unexpected. She took a selfie with a 91-year-old audience member. There was a controversy over Miranda Lambert reprimanding concertgoers for taking pictures of her in Las Vegas. Whoopi wasn't having any of it. She snapped back, You know what? Stay home if you're going to spend $750 to come to my concert. Then give me the respect of watching me do my thing or don't come. Sunny Hostin, a co-host, jumped in and said she'd take as many selfies as she wants if she's paid a hefty $757 for ticket. Whoopi went all out, getting up from her seat and telling the youngster to turn on the television. Whoopi abruptly got up from the table and walked towards the studio audience seats. Of course, Joy Behar couldn't let that pass without questioning where she was going, and Whoopi, in all her glory, said, "I'm leaving y'all, but hold on, there's more." Whoopi had a purpose in mind when she took that selfie. She told the 91-year-old woman she approached that she wanted to take a picture with her because she was such a beautiful person. "So, just you and I will take a selfie. We'll return immediately." This entire selfie thing might have brought a little bit of fun to the scene. Some of Miranda Lambert's followers criticized her for treating her supporters rudely at her own concert issue, but others were more forgiving. While others argued that those busy taking photos were actually disturbing the experience for others, this person tweeted, "Apparently Whoopi has no idea how to handle the Jensers, shouldn't she know? Already that they're all about selfies, she's clueless, just like the others," while another person said they'd be happy if Whoopi just told The View to get lost. "I wouldn't have been mad if Whoopi took this time to tell a BC and The View producers to kiss her ass and say she quit and walked off the set. She would have got a standing ovation from me. Keeping her in line can't be easy, especially considering her history in 2022. She made headlines for all the wrong reasons. One of the most contentious instances involved her making comments about the Holocaust, and this ended up with her getting a 2-week suspension from The View in February. In January 2022, Whoopi, who had a Jewish background, sparked outrage when she declared on the show that the Holocaust wasn't about race but about man's inhumanity. Oh man, president of ABC News Kim Godwin quickly suspended Whoopi, highlighting the significance of considering and comprehending the gravity of her remarks. Whoopi did apologize, but she continued to stand by her position later in the year. Hey, there's more controversy where that came from. Recall back in 2015 when she made headlines by controversially supporting Bill Cosby despite the numerous allegations of sexual assault against him. Although she later changed her position, the damage had already been done. Then there was her opinion on the Oscars being so white in 2020, in which she questioned the idea that the awards were about race. Rewinding to the present, Whoopi recently shared some personal information on The View. She frankly admitted that she regrets getting married despite having been in 3 marriages. She also spoke out against the financial burden and tedium of her divorces,